EA Sports is proud to present today's PGA Tour coverage. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Careerbuilder Challenge. For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in on our featured golfer here at the First. Getting ready to get the tournament started. Frank, first tee jitters?
Oh, everybody gets them. That's the beauty of it. If you don't, you shouldn't be playing this game. Just try and think nice and slow. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So with that, the score is now at even par. Frank, this is a nice-looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards, but challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here really is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive second.
Beautiful-looking shot right here. Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Now getting ready for the approach shot here at hole number 2.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Absolutely throwing darts just inside of 5 feet.
Even par currently.
Good birdie right there.
Yeah, this game, when you can't win, it's all about top 10s, top 20s. Currently, that's exactly where they stand.
Frank, 100 yards longer than the second hole. The third, 471 yards. What do you think of this hole?
This is totally different to the previous hole. Driver should come out of the bag here. And if you can take that first bunker out of play, which is around that 285, 290 yard mark, you can start to shorten this hole up a little bit. And, well, the longest hitters, they still might even get a short iron in hand.
Not very good at all right there.
No, I think it's time to sell the clubs, buy a tennis racket. This is not heading in the right direction.
You know, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That's a bit offline in the rough. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway. Solid play, heart of the green. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. And now back over to the 4th. With a key stretch of holes ahead, our featured golfer really has struggled in the early going, Frank.
Yeah, a few mistakes out there, unforced errors you might want to say. So really, attention to detail should be the concern right now.
Not a huge miss, Frank, but did lose this just a little to the right.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to catch a piece of the green, though.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
Now it's at sneaky distance. Hole's 4 1/4 inches. Could have done with one light, slightly bigger.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Well, here we are at the 5th hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. It's going to get you one way or the other. Oh, that's fine.
This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking the walk.
Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Frank, I hate to go negative, but let's clear a few things up. The penalties when you hit it in the water versus hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah, some people, that's a good question, Rich, because some people think they're almost the same, but when you hit it out of bounds, you're actually losing a stroke and a distance. For example, if I'm teeing off on a par 4 and I hit it out of bounds, I'm penalised a stroke for hitting it out of bounds, and I'm hitting my third shot off the tee. When I hit it into a water hazard, I don't have to lose all of that distance. I can drop the ball up just short of the water hazard. So the distance penalty isn't the same as if it was out of bounds.
So the previous shot into the drink, this now the 4th shot. Frank, in the changing weather conditions, players have so many different options, don't they? Some might like to play it high, others might want to play it a little lower and along the ground.
Really got to be on your toes today because of that, Rich, and really that's what separates the men from the boys, so to speak. You know that any mistake you make can obviously be magnified by the wind conditions, but conversely, it's a real good chance for skill to shine.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Looks like he just misread that. Getting set now over the putt. Still playing even for the day after the par. Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green. So it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance, that really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number, something that you've got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up, it's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is. Well, it's going to take a good one here, considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Just a little tap in here. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. Now the second par 5 on this opening 9 here at PGA West. Frank, what are we looking at?
The bunker down the right side gives you that optical illusion because it sort of has that curvy edge to it, plus it sort of moves its way to that right side, and then you notice there's a bunker on the left that sneaks in on the left side. So this isn't just sort of blaze away off the tee. It still requires a good straight tee shot. If you do err a little bit, then you've got to be very cognizant of the bunkers up on the left side as you get closer to the green.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Now the approach shot here on this par 5/8. What a shot, perfectly placed right next to the hole. Well, he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
I'll tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. Former college #1 makes another birdie. Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 ninth, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply to this particular tee shot?
Well, you have options, obviously. One is to hit it down that right side, which is your best shot. The easy way is obviously to bail it out down the left side, but then you're almost giving into the hole, like you're accepting you're going to make bogey if you're lucky. So in the end, you're forced to go back to option A, which is actually to challenge the best shot you have, which is down the right side.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. No damage done, made the par. Rich Lerner pleased to be alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Back to PGA West, getting set for the back nine and the 10th hole. It's a good-looking hole, Frank, at 416 yards.
It certainly gets your attention, just the visual there. This is one of those holes, if you've got a caddy, you say, oh, what's that carry over the bunker on that left side where the water is? He'll tell you it's like 240 yards, and then you say, well, what's it to the bunkers on the right? Well, to get past those ones on that right side, you're in the vicinity of 300 yards. This is a hole that, you know, you'll scratch your head.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Pretty good shot right there. With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Well, we've arrived at our third par 5 of the day here at PGA West. It is the 11th. It is nicknamed, appropriately, Eternity, 617 yards.
Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Well, this is the kind of wind that separates the great players from the average players. You really have to be strong to handle these kinds of winds. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Played that one on the commercial side, as they say in the professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
Oh, I thought he had that. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This one just requires a little bit of focus. In for par. Frank, now another clever, small par 4, only 363 yards here at the 12th.
A couple of different options here, Rich. You can lay it up just short of where that nose of the bunker starts to poke out on the right side of the fairway. Then you're going to be left with something in the sort of 140, 150 yard mark to the flag. Or if you want to get a little sort of greedy, you start to sneak it up there where it gets narrow. It's shorter, but it requires a better shot.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Club has been pulled, ready for the second shot now at the par 4 12th. Good looking shot right here. Safely aboard. This would be a bonus from 25 feet away. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
That's costly right there.
Painful.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Tricky par 3 here, the 13th, 214 yards.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Has this now for bogey. Drops it, and he's at even par. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards, but Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Still even par for the day. Solid par 4 here. The 15th is 468 yards. Now the approach here at 15. To the 15th green, but looking at a tough putt, considerably long, over 25 feet away. Very well done, almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Just a couple of feet. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. This is the second par 5 at PGA West of 600 or more yards. The 16th is a pretty good test. Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Third shot, looking for a good one. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Getting set now over the putt. Wow, I thought he made that. Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in you, Rich.
This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament. Well, there it is. They call it Alcatraz. Just sitting out there on the water, 168 yards away, Frank.
Well, speaking of water, that water looks so peaceful, doesn't it? It'd be a shame to spoil it with a splash.
Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the...
Unfortunately, that ball is wet. So this will be the third shot after taking the drop with the ball going in the water. Lay down. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
He's going to beat himself up on the way to the next tee. You don't miss those putts. You can see the look of disgust, and it's justifiable. It's a double bogey. Well, Frank, hopefully the player has arrived here at 18 in a pretty good frame of mind. If not, you have to be thinking, oh, here we go again. Water left. I mean, you could shoot 100 out here on this golf course if you don't have your best stuff.
Yeah, this is another example of, you're right, if you've got the bad mojo going, this is not the hole you want to be playing. Water left, bunkers right. Somewhere in between, though, this fairway.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved, and also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. This one just requires a little bit of focus. And that'll be a 75 on the day. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo. So long for now.